name's Chris Lipsit. I'm from Halifax. I'm a general chairperson for all of Atlantic Canada for District 140. I've been on the pension committee since about 2015 and work with these lovely people. So yeah, keep the introduction short so I can get right into it. These are just some of the things we'll be going over today. Yeah, so structured governance and finance of the plan, pensionable earnings and contributions, pension service buyback, benefit options, survivor benefits, pension calculations, application process, where to find the MEPP information, and MEPP bargaining improvement proposals. Yes, can you all hear me okay if I don't use the microphone?
Yeah.
Oh, good? Okay. Just struggling with it. There's too many things in my own. Something new for me. All right. So yeah, the multi-employer pension plan is federally regulated, operated by the IAMAW for IAMAW members. So Air Canada doesn't actually have anything to do with this plan. They basically just send the money over from your paycheck, and it's administered completely by your union. There are currently 13 participating employers, 28,199 members as of January 1st of this year. It's governed by a board of trustees with 2 IAMAW trustees and 2 employee trustees, true employer. Established in 2012, negotiations with Air Canada and Avios, and its contributions start effective January 1st of 2013. So as you can see, it's grown quite a lot over the years. 2014 only had $3 million in benefits. Now by 2024, it's up to $268 million in assets, all for benefits of IAMAW members. So here is a little snapshot of what is in the plan right now in terms of percentages. I'm going to explain a couple of these terms because they are important. So actuarial value of assets, $250,754,000. So all dollar values shown in thousands. So this is the total value of all the assets of the plan. That's pretty simple. What the plan's worth. This is all again of January 1st of 2024. Going concern liability. So you're going to see going concern. Surplus and solvency, those are the 2 ratios and 2 numbers they talk about a lot with pension plans. Put simply, a going concern liability is basically like if this pension plan were to go on forever, for the foreseeable future, pay out everybody's benefits, it's going to keep going along as it is, you know, can it last in its current form? So you'll see the going concern funding is 124%. 100% would mean it could keep going. Indefinitely, it's at 124, so it's in a very, very healthy surplus. Solvency or wind-up, this refers to if the plan were to stop today, all the liabilities it had to pay out everybody's benefit for what they're owed. Stopped right now today, where would we be at? And as you see, it's the funding's at 157%. So the plan's in great shape, so there's no concerns there. By the way, you can ask questions at any time. This is a little bit new for us because we're doing it, trying to do kind of an expedited version of the seminar, so try to keep things moving along, but if you do get held up on something, feel free to let me know. So, about our multi-employer plan. The multi-employer plan is a target defined benefit pension plan, so it's not quite like a defined contribution plan, it's not quite like a defined benefit plan. So even though the member and employer contributions are specified, it is not a defined contribution plan. The pension benefit is based on the formula the same way as a defined benefit plan. It provides a lifetime pension for the member and spouse unless the spouse chooses a lesser benefit. All investment risk is assumed by the plan fund, professionally invested and administered. So you do not have to worry about investing your own money, your own investment advice that you get from your cousin or anything like that. It's going to bankrupt you. It's all done by professionals. Yeah, it's also, you don't really have to worry about market ups and downs. That's not going to affect what you get at the end. What you get at the end of your career is based on a formula. Over here, Paul.
All right.
So good morning, everybody. Just really quick about myself. I'll keep my intro fairly succinct. My name's Paul Hicks. I am out of dreaded Toronto, unfortunately. Don't hold that against me, please. I sit on the DL140 Executive Board as the Central Region Airline Rep. I do work for Air Canada. When I'm not doing stuff like this, I'm on the ramp in Toronto. Okay, been there 27 years. I've been fortunate enough to sit on the pension committee for about 5 years now. Okay, so just give you a little bit background about myself. This is, like I said, the expedited version of what we're doing. So basically, Chris went through its target defined benefit pension plan. This is based upon a formula. We always hear about the defined benefit plan, the old plan, and the 80 points, things like that. You do not have to worry about 80 points, okay? There's no point system here. So a lot of people talk about it and confuse the plan, so don't worry about that. So it's based on a formula, provides a lifetime pension for the member and the spouse unless the spouse chooses a lesser benefit. All investment risk is assumed by the plan fund, and obviously it is professionally administered and invested. Is it just the arrow key?
Yeah.
Oh, apparently not. So, there we go. So, MEPP participation and membership. Obviously, it is mandatory for all members of all participating employers. Air Canada members, so it's TMOS, hired on or after June 17th, 2012. Finance, hired on or after October 11th, 2012. Clerical, hired on or after October 19th, 2012. Membership is either from January 1st, 2013, or your date of hire, whichever is the most recent. Just to show of hands, how many people have more than 10 years in the MEPP? Okay, so a few. 5 years? 2 years or less? Okay. That is pretty even, actually. All right, so MEPP participation and membership. So we have our 23 and 24 years up there. Active participants, you can see we actually have a little less actually in 2024 at 10,931 active participants. Inactive vested participants is 17,104. You might ask, well, what's inactive and vested mean? Your money is locked into the MEPP for 24 months, so even if you quit and move on, their money is still in the plan for 24 months before they can pull it, okay? After COVID, we had an awful lot of people leave, or were laid off, quite frankly, and never came back. So that's why that number's a little skewed. Retired participants, you can see we have not had a lot of retirees as of yet. So we had 156, okay? And 8 beneficiaries, for a total of 28,199 that are currently involved in the MEPP, okay? Now what this tells us, again, this is a very young pension plan, okay? So this is just gonna grow, it's gonna grow. So Air Canada participation and membership. So active participants, 7,447 in 2024. Average age, 38.1. So again, this is a young pension. Most of the workers are fairly young. Average years of service, 3.5. Judging by that little survey we just did in here, that's actually pretty close. Okay, average years of service, 3.5. Accrued, average monthly accrued pension so far is $186, which obviously is quite low, but that's because the service is not there yet. Obviously, the formula is based on 35 years of service. Okay? I'm just going to bring everything up. There we go. Okay, so all earnings, and this is the important stuff. We're getting to the meat and potatoes. So all earnings as a result of any article or clause of the CBA, collective agreement, which we're all under, that appear on your paycheck, wages, shift differential, skills premiums, upgrades, things like that, overtime, that's pensionable earnings. MOA effective January 1st, 2017 allows for the buyback of service on LOAs, which are leave of absence. Buyback MOA was retroactive for all qualifying absences since date of joining for all members. The big news, effective January 7th, 2024, overtime is now automatically included as pensionable earnings. It used to be you would have to opt in for that to count. And believe it or not, there's a lot of members realize that not including your overtime is a very bad move pension-wise, okay? I actually have some people in the DB plan that they opted out, and now they're kicking themselves after putting in 35 years and not having their pension, okay? So, special one-time ad hoc payments like profit sharing are not pensionable earnings. So be aware of that wonderful profit sharing that gives me about 3 tanks of gas. That is not pensionable, okay? MEP contribution and benefit rates. So obviously the rate is negotiated with each employer in collective bargaining and can be increased in future rounds of bargaining. I should highlight that, okay? When your bargaining survey comes around for negotes, you definitely want to talk about contribution rates. Right now, your contribution rate is you contribute 6%, and Air Canada matches that 6% for a total of 12%, okay? Benefit rate for each employer is calculated by the actuaries based upon the demographics of the participating group at entry into the MEPP. Right now, your benefit rate is at 1.15% of lifetime contributions payable monthly. You guys have the best benefit rate going right now, okay, of the groups. Lowest employer benefit rate is 0.078% per month. And I think Chris can speak to this. Some of our other groups that are in the MEPP have an incredibly low contribution rate.
Very low. I know there's one in Vancouver I know that only puts in a total of 4% between the employer and the employees. So.
And I'm going to guess that's the screeners.
And the max in Canada is 18%, right?
The maximum contribution rate is 18. So when you fill out your bargaining survey, what you need to push for is you want, right now you're up to 12%, 6 and 6. You need, and I'm telling you this, you need to push to get that to 18%, the legal maximum. So when you get your bargaining surveys, that's what you need to put down, okay? Because I can tell you, I've done 2 rounds of negotes at Air Canada. We have to go by what's on the bargaining surveys, okay? That is what we base what we do on. So do not discount the importance of the bargaining surveys, okay? Service buyback and overtime inclusion. Again, overtime is now automatic, and now buyback. Prior to this, you couldn't buy this back. Now you can. Buyback of service for periods of LOA on GDIP, WCB, maternity, parental, child care, adoptive, child hospitalization, care or support of a critically ill child, compassionate care, death or disappearance of a child, or graduated return to work top-up. So again, things are definitely getting better for this plan. Overtime exclusion forms, I would be remiss. You can exclude your overtime earnings. You can go on Aranet and get the form. Do so at your own risk. I know when I started at Air Canada 27 years ago, I did not plan on being here 27 years. And lo and behold, I still am. So choose wisely, that's all I'm going to say. So, MEPP normal retirement. An unreduced pension is payable at age 65 based upon 100% of the applicable benefit rate, 1.15%. It's payable from the first day of the month or for the next following your 65th birthday. No reductions apply regardless of the amount of time you have been in the MEPP. Okay? Air Canada has eliminated mandatory retirement at age 65. We actually can thank the pilots for that. They did a lawsuit a couple of years ago, and lo and behold, there is no mandatory retirement. By law, your pension benefit must be started no later than December 31st of the year in which you turn 71. So not a lot of people realize this. If you're still working, at age 71, you have to take your Air Canada pension. So you're going to end up with your salary and your pension. The tax man will love you. I have many members in Toronto that are in this state, believe it or not. I've got 75-year-olds working on the ramp. True story. True story. All right. MEPP pension options. All members receive a lifetime monthly pension regardless of the survivor option you choose. So if you live to 150, you are getting paid till age 150. So please take care of yourselves. Let's make them pay. Members who have a spouse at the date of retirement must receive their pension as a 60% option. So people ask me, what the heck does that mean? Basically, if you were to pass away, your spouse gets 60% of your pension. That's the simplification, okay? You can lower it, a lesser survivor benefit to 50%, but that involves a lot more paperwork, okay? Members who are single at the date of retirement will receive a standard form lifetime monthly pension, or you can select different options. There's a 60-month, 120-month, or 180-month guaranteed pension payment. That exists, obviously. Perhaps you know you have some health issues, things like that. There are other options, okay? The standard form pension option will provide the highest dollar value, okay? So taking your pension at age 65 and taking it, that is what you want to, well, that's the best deal. We'll leave it at that.